Hi, it's Amy from Prana and Patchouli. Welcome to this restorative yoga practice for PMS and your period. We all need downtime as humans, and luckily as women we have this inbuilt biological reminder to claim it every month. I know it isn't always easy to slow down, especially in a world that values busyness and productivity. But when we take this time, which is really important, it recharges us for the rest of our cycle. So this practice will help you soothe any uncomfortable sensations either the week before or the week of your period. It will help to ease any cramps, calm any anxiety or irritation, and really just nurture your energy when it's at its lowest. So all of the poses that we'll be doing today will hold you and support you so you can rest at this time of your cycle. And it's all just really about giving your body a little bit of extra love and nourishment so you can release some tension when you're on your cycle. So we're going to get started in a comfortable seat, but before we do, just make sure you have a couple of props that you'll use to support yourself when we're in the restorative poses. I have a blanket, 2 blocks, and a bolster, and you can grab the same or anything that you have around the house that sort of mimics the shape of those props, whether that's couch cushions or pillows, stacks of books, rolled up blankets, anything at all. And if you want to grab an extra blanket to cover yourself with at the end in our Shavasana, then that's really nice too, because you really want to feel warm and cozy and nourished. There'll be lots of easy, reclined, supported postures and a lot of bolster-snuggling. So I hope you enjoy this practice. But we're going to start with a little bit of breath work. So if you want to grab your blanket and just slide that underneath your sitting bones, you can. And then once you get there, sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down your back, away from your ears, and close your eyes. Just feel your energy shifting from your outer to your inner world. You can let your belly be soft. Just feeling it rising and falling with your breath. If it feels really supportive and nourishing to you, you can bring one hand onto your belly. Just feeling it rising on the inhale. And releasing on the exhale. Often at this time of the month, we feel increased anxiety or irritation. So we're going to practice a breathing technique called the longer exhale, just to bring us back into a place of balance and calm. So you're going to inhale for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 6. And if you want to lengthen the exhale even more, you can, but just a couple of counts makes all the difference. It's very soothing for your nervous system. So let's slowly begin to inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now just continue like that on your own for 3 more rounds. Relaxing into into that longer exhale, keeping your belly soft and receptive to the breath. Last time. And just release that breathing pattern. Release your hand on your belly. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So we're going to set up for our first restorative pose, which is a supported butterfly or bound angle pose. And this is a really gentle, passive heart opener that also stretches the belly and opens the hips. And any pose really that kind of opens up that belly and the hips, releases the lower back, is really great at this time of the month. So you can take one of your blocks and place it on its medium height at the top of your mat. And then your second block on its lowest height, just to create a nice sturdy shelf for you to rest your bolster on. If you want to take the blocks higher, you can, or if you want to remove the blocks and just lay on your bolster, then of course you can do that as well. Open up your blanket and then roll it into a sort of medium-sized roll, so it's not too thick, not too thin. This is going to support your feet and your legs. You can slide yourself right up to the edge of your bolster. Take that blanket roll. Oops, I've lost my bolster here. Bring the soles of your feet together in that butterfly shape. Just sliding your heels further away from you so they're not too close to your hips. And then taking that blanket roll, wrap it around the tops of your feet and the outside edges of your legs, maybe even your knees or your thighs, just depending on how long that roll is. If you have two blocks or maybe two separate blanket rolls, then you can use that as something to support your knees. And then you can gently lower yourself all the way down onto the props beneath you. Turn your palms up towards the sky just to encourage your shoulder blades to relax down. Your head and neck get heavy, and just feel that gentle opening across your belly, the front of your hips, your pelvis, and your heart just gently starts to blossom open as well. So this is a great pose to relieve any uncomfortable cramps as it stretches the belly. Also helps the lower back release with the support of the bolster beneath you. And it's nice and grounding in the lower body. It encourages the flow that we want at this time of the month as we open our hips. Just let yourself relax, feeling completely held and supported. You might even want to place something over your eyes here, maybe an eye pillow or a folded up flannel, even a sock, just whatever you have available, to create darkness, which can encourage deeper relaxation. Let your breath flow in and out. Maybe you even return to that longer exhale breath here to help you relax and calm down. This is honestly one of the most nourishing and comforting poses of the restorative yoga practice. So when is there a better time to do this than when you're on your cycle? Cast your gaze over your inner landscape here. Notice any areas of tightness or tension. See if you can breathe into them and then just allow that tension to melt away with every exhale. And there might be physical or emotional tension. Just know that there's no need to hold on to it. Just let it melt into your mat so that it can be alchemized and transmuted. And then let's just take one more inhale here. And exhale completely. And then when you're ready, reach down for the outside edges of your knees. Draw your knees back together. And then place your hands down on the floor, using the support of your arms to lift you up. You can release your blanket roll. Just place that off to the side. Maybe just separate your feet here and wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a hug. And then coming up, take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. If it feels nice, you don't have to go all the way. It might feel a little deep, just in this twist for your belly. So just be gentle, move with ease. Just release your hips and your lower back. And then come up through center. We're going to set ourselves up for a supported child's pose now. So you can actually leave your props exactly where they are, but turning around to face them. And open your knees up wide, bring your big toes together so that bolster slides right in between your legs. Now if you want to grab a blanket for some extra support in between your hips and your seat and your heels, you can. And just slide that in between there so your hips are a little bit higher and that decreases any pressure there on your knees. And then you can start to walk forwards and just allow your belly to be held by the bolster. You can turn your head to one side or the other. Maybe turn your palms up to allow the shoulder blades to relax. You can snuggle your bolster here, which is very soothing and comforting. If you don't have that blanket in between your seat and your heels, or if you do but you have another blanket, you can also place the blanket across your lower back, which is a nice way just to ground your hips. Release any extra tension in the lower back. And that gentle pressure on your belly there can be really soothing. Especially if you're cramping at this time of the month. But really it's just a nice way to relax, rest, and let go. Just recharging yourself here so you can be at your best for the rest of the month. Just feel your energy really slowing down. And every exhale is an opportunity to release, make space. And if you want to turn your head the opposite way now, just to even things out for your neck, you can. This is also a really nice way just to passively stretch the neck. Really puff up your upper back with breath. As you inhale and then exhale to sink a little deeper into the support beneath you. Just feeling completely held. Surrender. And on your next breath in, just begin to unfurl yourself, coming all the way up. Slide that blanket off your lower back if you were using it there. And then just notice how you feel. Sit up nice and tall. Then we're going to come onto our seat. So you can just roll over onto one side or the other and gently stretch one leg out and then the other. We're coming into this wide-legged forward bend here. Once again, you're already set up with your props. If you want to open your legs out a little bit wider, you can, but don't feel like you have to go into the deepest stretch, even if it's possible for your body today. This is a time just to take a step back and relax and soften. So when you're ready, you can walk your hands forwards. Just let your head relax. If you want to stack the hands and rest your forehead there, you can. Or if you want to place some extra height on top of the bolster, maybe you fold up your blanket or grab an extra pillow and let your arms relax. And just feel really grounded here in your lower body. Once again, with the hips open, rooting down, we're encouraging that downward flow of energy, apana, that down and out force, which is important at this time of the month. Keep everything flowing in the right direction. And if you're wondering whether you should invert at this time of the month, I don't recommend it for that exact reason. You want to keep everything flowing down and out rather than reversing that blood flow. And this is a nice one just to release any lower back tension. It really helps you tune in to yourself. And so often these days we're so busy and we lead stressful lives. And we can feel a little bit disconnected from nature, but at this time of the month it's a really great time to come home to ourselves, to remind us of our true nature. Now just take one more inhale. And exhale completely. And gently begin to unroll through your spine, coming all the way up to sit. This time we're going to move our props out of the way. So just create some space on your mat. You can use your hands to draw your knees back in. Really give yourself the support you need at this time of the month. If you want to release the knees from side to side. It might feel nice there. And then come up through center. Place your blocks off to the side as well. In fact, you might want to keep one just next to you for this next pose. I'll give you a more supported variation if you prefer. You can take your blanket and place that at the top of your mat just to support your head. And in fact, just make sure your bolster's close by as well. We'll use that when we get to your final resting pose. You want to make sure it's within easy reach. For now, just plant your feet down, hold somewhere behind your legs and roll down onto your back really carefully and softly. Just find a soft landing space here on your mat. Then we're going to stretch the hips, and this is also a really nice way to stretch out the lower back, especially if you're feeling any tension there during your cycles. So you're going to take your right ankle, cross it over top of your left knee. Flex the foot to protect that right knee and feel this a little bit deeper into your hips. Take the heels of your hands into your hip creases and press the tops of your thigh bones away. You might feel a really nice release there. So you create some traction and space in your lower back. It's decompressing the whole area. And if you want more, you can start to draw your knees in towards you. And this is where you might want to grab a block. And you can just place your foot on a block, or even your bolster would work really well. And this might be a really nice place for you to stay. If you want more, you can draw your legs in towards you. Thread that right hand through, reach the left hand around and interlace your hands behind the back of your left leg. Sometimes I think it's nice just to rock gently from side to side. You'll notice how it changes the stretch in your hips, but you also get a nice massage in your lower back as well. So we've opened the belly, we're opening the hips and stretching the lower back. And all of these are great for just soothing any uncomfortable sensations, either before or during your period. Really nurturing your body and your energy. So you can release the left foot down. Let's reach that right leg up towards the sky, and you can stretch behind the leg, maybe circle out the ankle. Just think it feels really nice to stretch out the back of the leg after that hip stretch. And then place that foot down on the floor, cross your left ankle over top of your right knee, and then take the heels of your hands into your hip creases, just pressing the tops of your thighs away. You might feel like this is a really nice place to stay, and if it is, just honor your body and your energy today. If you want a little bit more, you can slide that block underneath your right foot. It's coming into this more supported variation. That way you can just let your hands rest on your thighs. Or if you want more, you can use your hands to gently draw in the legs. You find that gentle rocking motion here. Just let any tension relax out of your lower back and into the floor. And you don't want to go too deep here. When we're on our cycle, it can cause the ligaments to loosen. So you don't want to go too deep. That's why this reclined pigeon variation is a really nice way, just to gently stretch the hips. You don't want to injure yourself. And then release that right foot down. Once again, just straighten your left leg up towards the sky, maybe circle out through the ankle. And then place that foot down. You can slide your block out of the way and then grab your bolster and just drape the backs of your knees over your bolster. Maybe even you slide it underneath your thighs if that's more supportive for your lower back. Just let your hands rest on your belly, just connecting to that part of your body. Close your eyes. If you want to cover yourself with a blanket here and get nice and cozy and snuggly, then now's the time. Just let yourself soften and breathe. Slow, deep inhales and exhales. Just giving yourself permission to pause, rest, and recharge your energy. And giving yourself the extra love and nourishment you need at this time of the month as you slow down and get still. You can stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to come up, just begin to hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe roll around a bit here, massaging your lower back once again. And then roll over to one side or the other. Press down to your hands, coming all the way up to sit. You can sit on top of your blanket if you like. Just find a comfortable pose there. Sitting up nice and tall. Just observing how you feel. And then bring your hands into a prayer in front of your heart. Plug your thumbs into your heartbeat and bow your brain down towards your heart. Honoring yourself for taking this time to practice, to pause. And now curl the corners of your mouth into your smile and keep that on your face as you lift your gaze. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open to the room. I really hope you enjoyed this practice. Feel free to return to it at any time when you're on your period or before if you're experiencing any symptoms of PMS. As soon as you feel them, you can turn to this practice for some extra TLC and nourishment. But if you like this practice, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to meet you back here on the mat soon. From my heart to yours, Namaste.